Hello, welcome back. It's Tuesday, which means that I'm in the big chair and I'm not sweating buckets, I swear. Everything's fine. My name is Bison Stonefist, and this is Carnage Heights. Welcome. You made it. I've made it. Tonight we're going to be playing some Cyberpunk Red. It's good to be back. I had a long trip in the hospital, which sucked, and now I'm back. These wonderful people have decided to join us tonight. I am going to start with Shane.
Hello, everybody. I am playing tonight Shane, the Nomad. I am Shadow, also known as the True Shadow Master. You can find me lurking about the pages of Dirty 20 Gaming in Discord. And I am very happy and proud to announce that my business, Shadowcast Designs, is official. I do resin cast RPG accessories, including dice boxes, coin counters, and a few other things. The website should be up by the end of May. I've discovered that doing a shopping website is a lot more difficult than doing a just regular website. So there have been delays. But uh, if you are in Arizona, you find yourself in Arizona in July, number one, welcome to the heat. And number two, on the weekend of July 6th and 7th, Shadowcast Designs will be at Crit Hit, a gaming convention in Phoenix. We would be at the Hilton Hotel in Mesa. So come on out. It is free to enter the vendors area. So you don't even have to buy a ticket to the convention to come see us.
If it wasn't, thousands of kilometers away.
Hey,
Next,
Definitely
we're
in the
here over
heat.
the summer. I'd rather be there. So
yeah, that's fair. Speaking of thousands of kilometers away, next we have Kraken.
Okay, hello, I'm Kraken or Bilchan. Team health problems, so I don't have anything anything to plug, just trying to exist and be nice to other people, and I'm happy with that. And it's hard work, so but it's worth doing. And that's it. I play a crazy dragged adult uh, person from Polish Russia descent who almost died in the last game. So now we will. Now I can play him better because I feel have that as well, and that's all from me.
He may not have anything current, but he did just finish a short run on this channel called the Jitterbug Run. You should definitely check it out. It's a wonderful showcase of how breaking the game can make for an amazing story.
An amazing buddy duo comedy
Yeah,
game. I
buddy
loved it. It
comedy. That's a
was
good
so
way of
fun.
describing it. A buddy comedy
Buddy comedy,
space.
yeah.
Definitely check it out. Next up, we'll go with Exit.
Okay, this is going to be it's already off bad. Never mind. Spoke too soon. Hi, I'm Ruth. You can find me here on Tuesdays is Exit. Um, Wednesdays is Mave when that is back up and running. I said Wednesdays, right? I feel like I said Tuesdays twice. Okay. Yay. And Sundays as Anya. And that's about it.
School life. Lastly, we'll have the lovely Magic, because for once I'm not picking her first.
I panicked the first time. I was like, okay, yeah, he's gonna pick on me first, so I better have my links actually up for once. And I have my links up for once. So yes, hi, I play Magic. My name is Sarah. You can find me over on Tango Productions working with the Scarred Adventurer on things that will eventually come to be. Eventually. Creative stuff takes a very, very long time, y'all. Ah. Other than that, if you want to see me here, I am here on today as Magic. Wednesdays, when that game comes back, as Crimson Rave. Thursdays, I run the Fool's Gold campaign. And on Sunday, I play Lily O'Connell in the Vest and Devil You Know game. I think that is all of it.
Should be it. Lastly, like I said, I'm Bison. I'm here 4 nights a week. Tonight I'm the GM. Thursdays, Saturdays, and Mondays I'm not. And you should check out those games because they're lots of fun. One of them is extremely cursed. One of them is also cursed, but it's more of a radio drama. And the last one, my player's cursed, or my character's cursed. So we have a theme. Cyberpunk Red is brought to us by Mike Pondsmith and is published by R. Talsorian Games. The VTT tonight is Roll20. Character art is done through Hero Forge and or Scard's Fingers, who can't be here tonight. Pixabay is where we got the background images, and we can thank our lovely resident artist, Thunderscape7, for making it background art. So, now that all the reintroductions have been made, oh, we don't have character art. Whoops. Anyways, let's get to the show. Good evening, Night City. This is your man Dan with N54 Radio News. It's been 1 week since the shootout outside Night City that claimed the lives of multiple NCPD officers. While the number of casualties remains hidden to the public, NCPD lobby groups are pushing city managers to increase funding for the Public Security Corporation, while critics claim that the lack of public knowledge of the incident is proof of a false flag operation. Sources within the NCPD are tight-lipped about any progress in the case, but the 5 fugitives they claim are responsible for the slayings remain at large. In related news, the Red Death Killer also remains elusive, with MaxTac representatives claiming that they won't get involved until NCPD investigators relinquish the case. The detective in charge, Lieutenant Peter Sakes, remains resolute. Any job worth doing is doing right, eh? So I'm following the evidence, and I see a killer, not a psycho. MaxTac can sit on their skates until we need special teams. The radio program continues to drone on as we zoom out to the triage tent in the newly relocated Kincaid Nomad camp. Captain Coltrane's body disappeared sometime in the night after you all arrived, and Kincaid Outriders spotted NCPD drones in the sky the next morning. So Marcus packed everything up and they wheeled the hell out of there, settling down in a canyon nearby to allow the party to finish healing. Speaking of, Kraken just had the worst week of his life. The designer drugs are specially crafted to resist natural detoxification. Kraken lay strapped to a sweat-soaked bed while black inky nightmares kept him up at night and cat-like whispers scratched doubt into his ears. Marcus ran a clean camp, and nobody in the Kincaids had even heard of Rainbow Time, so he was forced to endure as best he could. Magic also took a beating. Her cracked ribs and the ungodly number of embedded rocks and cacti testament to the level of sacrifice she was willing to make to try and help her friends. Big Red lay motionless this whole time, the steady beeping of his heart monitor, the only real indication he was alive. It is now dawn, a week after the last gig. You guys are all heading to breakfast mess, which today is tortillas and deep fried bugs. How does the morning find you? We'll start with Exit, because she was actually the least injured. I did actually plan that. Everybody was going to go in order by how injured they were.
Gosh.
So,
I'd say she is likely just checking around, seeing where she can make herself useful.
yeah, with your familiarity with nomad practices, Marcus had kind of press ganged you into being an outrider for a bit, driving around, kind of like patrolling mostly. I mean, it only took you like 1, maybe 2 days to heal up. And so yeah, you were spending most of your afternoons driving, getting used to the area. When you weren't doing that, you were kind of schmoozing with the Kincaids. They're a pretty mercantile focused nomad group. So there's, lots of people. Just about every adult that you spoke to has some sort of side gig where business they're selling, some people selling computer parts. One guy exclusively had tires. Like you couldn't actually see his combi because it was just all tires. Um next next person to reach the mess is Shane. How does the week find you? You're muted.
There we go. The week finds him with sore ribs and a few abrasions that are still scabbing over, but otherwise he's moving with purpose. As he enters the mess hall, he looks around and finding Marcus heads straight for him.
Marcus was actually he is um still getting his food. And there's one or two burlier nomads acting as unofficial bodyguards. Marcus himself claims he doesn't ever carry, but that doesn't mean that the other nomads in his clan aren't going to protect him. Oh, Shane, how are you today?
Still able to drive.
Good. We should be finished up with Sheila by the end of breakfast. Morty never comes for breakfast.
Tell me you haven't stripped the ambulance or those police squads yet.
That thing was basically stripped for medical. They're still in the process of kind of de-meat wagoning it. It'll
Don't care about the inside, it's the outside that's important.
Yeah. Currently it's pretty much stripped. It's just a glorified truck with a box.
Good. Did you find any recording equipment in any of them?
Oh, that's why we went with the meat wagon. Those cheap bastards don't give anything to their men.
If there was any sort of recorder in them, Exit would have known.
Yeah. The
What about the
Cop
night
car.
city police squads?
the cop car was loaded with listening devices and cameras.
Perfect. I've got a plan. We need to get the heat off of us. As long as Coltrane was chasing me up the I-5 and back, nobody was paying attention to my clan. With him dead and PD looking for me, my blood's in trouble.
Understandable.
Any rap and shiv in the area?
Always
Good.
like locusts.
Got a couple of bikes and a couple of those spares that I brought you. Let's shiv them up and put on a show.
He smirks. Little piracy never hurt anybody.
Well, this piracy is going to be filmed. I need to go find Magic wherever she's at. We're going to recreate that night. And we're going to leak some footage to the news.
The more you talk, the more devious his smile gets until he's almost like staring at you like a cat. I'll go see how they're doing. I think for the sake of this, Kraken and Magic kind of come in together because they're both coming from the same place.
Yeah, I need Kraken to hack those video consoles.
Yeah.
We need
So-
to we need to delete the original footage and re-record it,
Mhm.
especially Coltrane's car.
Yeah, especially Coltrane's car.
Kraken would told you that the same as in the situation with the film that they cut in the Johnny's compound. It's not possible to hack the mainframe because the net is too.
Not the mainframe. These things aren't going to be connected to the mainframe as far out as we are. We need to hack the recording devices in the vehicles.
Yeah,
Oh,
the recording-
that's more doable. Hard
Yeah,
but doable.
that's definitely within something you can do, because the way it works is
It's more fragmented.
because coverage, like Wi-Fi coverage in Night City, isn't great. What they do is they've got memory cards and slices in the car themselves that they then upload when they get back to the precinct, because they can't trust it to be transmitted. Yeah, 2045 and the Wi-Fi is still down.
Yeah. So the last week, most of the time, Kraken was crazy and having political discussions with Smell Kitty, who was dressed as Gordon Gecko, and trying to make Kraken to be a capitalist. So that's most of his time, but he also wanted to speak to Exit because I got an idea how to kick some Johnny S with financial ideas, and that's why Smile Kitty was talking about the capitalism angle.
Kraken got a crash course in economics while
Capitalism.
Kraken,
Yes, Shane.
can you alter the images on a recorded video?
That's more of Magica's talent, but I can, if she guides me, I can do the technical stuff, or at least try.
Good.
It's possible.
If we can get our hands on the original chase footage, see if you can I'll need you in Magic to see if you can make Sheila look a bit more Mad Max.
What's Mad Max?
Pre-Cataclysm movie.
Oh, so
It's
some old stuff. Okay.
Weird.
Yeah. And lastly, Magic. How has your week been?
Ooh, besides the fact of trying to avoid all of these people pretty hard, she's probably has not spoken a single word to them this entire week. And she's kind of in her own head at the moment. And probably not in a great spot either.
Yeah. I can see that happening, having done the hospital death spiral. I can understand.
Exit probably would have sent Magic a message and she's been like, "Hey, I hope you're okay. I'm glad you're alive." Kind of just
It
that, "Hey, I'm still here and I'm not mad."
It would have been left on red.
Yeah.
She expected it.
It's still it's literally impossible for you guys to kind of have missed her. The Kincaid camp isn't very large, but I also know there are many ways to pretend you're okay. You know, just I'm really tired. I've done that. Yeah. Anyway,
Most of the time, Kraken would be not lucid enough to speak to the others
yeah, so
with all the drug problems.
so in the tent, it's, you know, the really big guy taking up half the room, the guy who talks to himself and the guy and the girl who doesn't want to see anybody. It's actually not too far from, hospital guests.
It's totally a hospital room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys each grab your cricketeers, as they're called. There's one table that's sort of empty, and Marcus is sitting at it, and he's kind of like waving you guys over.
Shane definitely heads over that way.
Exit does too.
Kraken would go. He's been out of it. Like, he's not talking to the cat no more, but you can see that it had an effect on him.
Yeah, the cat's doing his best art of the deal right now, which is, just at this early in the morning, you're just not having any of it.
Yeah.
Just stop, dude. Just
He's
no.
just doing everything in autopilot.
Yeah.
Magic's going, but it's this almost like I'm dreading.
So you guys all sit down at it's literally like a park table, folding and everything. And Marcus kind of looks at you. It's like, so, you ready to roll out? How's everybody doing?
I've been in worse condition.
He's like, so, did you actually want us to shiv up your truck? Or is that
No, we need to shiv up a couple of the spares that I brought in and the 2 motorbikes that were in the ambulance.
you can kind of hear the gears going. It's still pretty early in the morning. Dawn kind of comes early and obnoxiously on the desert plain. So his trademark bomber jacket is unbuttoned, and his hair is still really messy from waking up. He's got this one curl that's like this.
The cowlick.
Yeah, the cowlick. It looks almost like a full chicken comb. So, are you doing this tonight?
The sooner we get it out there, the sooner we get the heat off us.
I think it was happening in the evening, so if we do a new version, it has to be in the evening, not in the night.
Yeah, what we need to do is physically recreate the chase from where we left the freeway. It's less likely to be spotted by wandering eyes and drones. Magic. I need you to do your magic.
I can do it.
Okay. Just to make sure, does everybody understand what we're doing?
Not at all. But I don't understand anything. So just tell me what to do, I will do.
Kraken, I need you to access the recording devices in the Night City police vehicles and Coltrane's vehicle. We need to run them back and record over the events from a week ago. We're going to restage everything. We're going to do it with vehicles that look like Raven Shiv.
What do you want to happen? What do you want the story to be?
Almost identical to what we did, but with other vehicles. And for you, Magic, I would need to pick up where you left out of the vehicle. I don't want you to jump out again. Please don't do that.
I'm not.
But from where you started recording after you jumped out, and
Mhm.
then we're going to have one of the motorbikes come at you full on. I want you to scream drop your camera and run.
Easy.
We need your camera to be found footage, if that makes sense. And I figure your ratings will skyrocket when you reappear after being missing 2 weeks without recording.
True.
Kraken, I need you to erase the videos so we can re-record over them. And we need to modify the images from the actual freeway. I don't want to re-record on the freeway. Too much risk. But if
Yeah,
you can
true.
modify Sheila to look more like a Revan Shiv vehicle, think put together out of every spare part you can and make it still usable.
I can help with that. Learn something from smart people here who are better at doing stuff than me because I'm just learning how to be a technician.
What?
Shane, if I can get you to roll me either education deduction or education criminology.
Let me get to my education. Ah, or same on either one. So let's go criminology.
8. Okay, you know enough about how Night City works that you know that there's not a whole lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Communication between corporate entities.
Could I help
Same.
in any way?
Yes, exit.
My criminology is pretty good. And so is education. What do you want me to roll?
Whichever's higher.
So education or criminology, correct?
It was either, hold on.
Oh,
It was either I was just
Deduction.
looking at it. Yeah, deduction or criminology. They're both in the education tab.
deduction is better.
17. You know that REO meat wagons are very, very like shady. That's why they tend to get targeted, is because they're kind of the budget brand trauma team. In doing what they do is all sorts of illegal. They would not cooperate with the cops on anything. So any surveillance that they had would be definitely, the cops wouldn't have access to it. So the highway scene is kind of gravy for you guys. You don't have to worry about it.
And I communicate that.
Yeah. Healthcare with big hair.
I just love that name.
Yeah. That's
Where do
actually
you
why
need
that episode was called that one.
where do you need me for this, Shane?
Exactly this. I run for the corporates when need to. I don't know how they work. So we need to get Night City PD off of looking for us. Whatever you can come up with, whatever connections you can pull. There's one other thing that we're going to need to do. And I got to wait for Lance to come out of wherever he's secreted himself.
Lance has to come out of his trance, but it's gonna take some time. He
Well,
has his methods.
Lance is deep in his pants.
as pissed off I am right
Almost in a trance.
now, I still need him to cover his own ass. And we've got an opportunity here to make everybody think the Red Death is a Revan Shiv operative.
The issue with that, he won't go back on what he said to the police.
Don't need him to go back on it. I just need him to re-record it.
If you can talk him into that, I mean, you can try. I've tried to get him to re-record plenty of things in the past, and it always turns out the same.
Well, he and I need to have a conversation as it is. So when he's back, we'll have our conversation and we'll see where that goes. Because his inability to keep his bloodlust under control just put my entire family in danger.
Yeah.
Before they brainstormed Red Death, Magic had originally suggested one take. It's all he ever gave her was one take. Uh,
Normally, Kraken would want to help and be very animated and throw some ideas, but it's kind of like he's nodding, trying to listen in, but Black Lace like blow some kind of gasket in him. He wants to help, but he's not all there.
yeah, to you guys, Kraken, he's kind of. It's almost like there's a bit of a loading screen between his actions and his actual. Like between the impulse and the action, like you can see his head want to say something and then it says something. Like there's a very visible disconnect between intent and action. Improv runner. So yeah, Marcus, he's like, so after you're done with this first part of your frame up, are you going to be looking into finding Steve?
Yes, before anyone else starts looking for him.
We need
We
to
have
find him.
been looking this entire time and we haven't found anything. Did
Well, we ran into him, so we've got an idea of what he's doing.
Did Big Red say anything to you guys? We know he was conscious for a little bit that night. Ugh.
That would be you and Kraken Magic. This was before I came in.
Does Magic know? Did he say anything to Magic?
Me wasn't conscious then.
My brain remembers an entire scene that never happened. So
This exit, when they saw him, she was working. She was on a job.
yeah.
Yeah, and Kraken was dying basically. So,
Okay, so-
there was a scene, but our team kind of fumbled the bag and did a lot of crazy shit. You wanted to do that scene, but it didn't happen because most of the team was very hard or dying.
Okay, everyone give me a social streetwise.
Okay, one moment, please.
Because as far as I know, there's no history check.
22.
22,
17.
18.
11.
I forgot to put up my character sheet, so please bear with me. I'm gonna roll it. So, streetwise, yes, okay. It's loading. Sorry.
Kraken's character sheet is also suffering from black lace addiction.
Yeah, definitely. Social. Oh, here it is. Streetwise, okay.
18. All right. Everybody except Shane gets this, which kind of makes sense. You're usually handling the latest vehicle you found, and Marcus is trying to figure out a place to put it in his new used car lot. Uh, just before you guys left for the meds, you seem to Magic remembers it fairly well. Exit seems to remember it with laser clarity. Big Red grabbed your hand and he said, there was a bar we used to go to. And then he passed out. Now, you don't really have access to Night City's intranet at this point from where you are, but once you get back into town, you could probably find something because there's certain things that you guys know. But yeah, he did say that there's a bar that we always go to, and Magic, you were closest. Give me another Streetwise roll.
12.
He was trying to say it as he was passing out. You remember a T. So a bar, huh? I don't remember. I didn't know them until after the war and after the bombs went off. So I'm not sure where they went. But if there was a place, it would have been old. It's around this time that one of the other nomads sort of comes down and like bends into his ear and whispers something. Exit with your enhanced cyber audio. You hear it's kind of in code. You're not really sure what exactly he said, but from the sounds of it and from your own past, you kind of suss out that there's a disagreement over price on a deal, and it needs his immediate attention. So he scarfs down the rest of his deep fried bug tortilla.
Exit kind of perks up hearing this.
Like,
She hasn't worked her usual in at least 2 weeks. She kind of misses deals.
Exit's like, business?
Business. She's like hoping
Yeah, he's like,
she'll be asked to be of use in this deal.
You can see Marcus kind of like visibly deflate at the end of the little missive, and he's like, oh, those stupid boosters complain every time. Oh, I want a better deal. Oh, look at this. And he stands up and starts muttering, cursing away. So you guys have the rest of the afternoon.
Kraken, seeing that Exit got into business mode, would say to her, exit, exit. And it's the first time in 2 weeks that he's got energy and gleam in his eye. I get a business idea for you. When we were in that Johnny joint, I got some of their ledgers, and he would send you a copy of the ledger that if you look here, they are not good with money. And like the person who is working the bar, who is owner of bar, has got problems because they don't give him money. So I thought that maybe either you or Mr. Bones or someone could like buy up the bar and sell it to some corporation. Like let them fight a corporation. Like we got them on the social front. We killed some of them. Their reputation is in the shitter, and now we could take their club away. So another thing that we can do to them to make it worse, and we
But
can
would
get
that
some
get?
money out of it.
I'm trying to figure out if that helps us get rid of them at all. Could get worse. That's my concern.
Roll me a tactics. I think that's also education.
Exit or everybody?
Exit.
Okay.
What?
15. With a 15,
It should be way better given.
yeah, your base is 13.
Yeah. What the
Um,
heck?
With a 15, you think about it, and there's a lot of things you can do with the ledger to a business. You can embezzle them for money. You can pressure the owner, especially if there's something untoward in the actual ledger itself. You can hassle his suppliers. There's a lot of blackmail opportunity.
A lot of opportunity to figure out, maybe figure out higher ups in their operations.
Like it's, and you know that the chipping in is one of their big like hangouts. It's where they do. You know that's where they do recruiting, and
I
it's
just
enough
want
that
to
you
destroy
see. Like, I mean, the last time you were there, um, sorry, Rogue, you should probably plug your ears for this. Uh, the last time you were there, they like brought out a message from their leader, as far as you can tell. And so it's in the Carbons, they're they're relaxed, walking around like they own the place. So you know that it's a pretty big meeting place for them. So I mean, taking their one of their big, it's well probably a revenue source because they're probably taking money. You haven't had anybody with economic skill like actually look at it yet. Um, but if it's funny, you can press. If anything in there is cooked, you could press the owner for blackmail opportunities.
Yes.
Magic can also take a look at it since she used to do blackmail.
I
Definitely,
can-
Kraken would send her the documents.
About purchasing the club, I can talk to Bones about that, see what we can do.
I was just thinking about like buying the club, selling it to some keyball corporation, and let them fight.
Turn it into a shenanigans.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys finish breakfast. The the mechanics. You talk to Morty and Wheels, and they relinquish the ambulance, the two bikes, because to them they realize that you've brought in more haul for them than most of the Outriders have done in a space of a couple months. And so they're a little bit easy to convince that you're going to use it for. They think it's you're going to like try and yoink more cars. Kraken, you get access to the police cruiser. Was it just the one?
There were two.
Two? Okay.
Two. Yes.
Yeah, we each drove one back. And then Red drove Coltrane's.
Mhm. Yeah. So, all right. So Kraken, I am going to need, as you try to hack into this, what's the one I'm looking for? What's the one I'm looking for? Technique.
Yes.
Uh,
Sorry, I was just getting my hit points back because I was at 0 and I thought that maybe it could be a problem with
yeah.
rolling. But
Everybody is at full health and their critical injuries have been taken care of.
Yeah, it's not much, but critical injury.
Yeah. The various cracked ribs and whiplash and all that fun stuff.
so it would be
Electronic security tech.
okay. I think that is The security tech, okay.
Yeah, that's in technique.
Yes.
There we go.
A 15. It takes a little bit. You manage to get one of the cruisers unlocked. The other two are still you weren't able to find the points for them because it looks like the Night City Police Department or whoever is the head of their motor pool puts them in random friggin' places.
I literally rolled a 1 and I have 15 in the trunk and I get +2 for the tools. So Kraken is really out of it. And
Yeah.
it takes him a lot of time.
Take however much time you need, bud.
Okay. So you steel yourself and attempt again.
Okay. One moment. The same roll one more time. It's here. Okay. And it should be.
What?
What?
Rolled a 1 again and did even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Kraken with no drugs.
yeah,
That's
cracking with no drugs is that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. You're getting all the crits, but this time it's crit fails.
It's
Okay, you get a warning that there is only one attempt left on Coltrane's vehicle.
Shane.
Both of them
Uh,
kick you out.
I need rainbow. I'm not good at it. I'm fried. The black lace I took made it even worse. I'm sorry, I'm a failure.
No. You're not a failure. You're just under really strenuous pressure here. And I have no clue where to get you rainbow. Not this far out.
Or I don't know, smuggle me in the city. They could. I don't need drugs. I need therapy. I know I fucked up. I need. I got an appointment made with money, but I
How
don't
are
want police
you,
to cut me.
how are you with alcohol?
I'm a Russian Polish mix. We drink alcohol from the breast of our mothers.
Marcus, got any crush?
He doesn't have any smash, because they just they sold the last of it.
Hooray for stereotypes!
I've
And
seen
I
with
can make them.
this system, whatever
Um,
you drag out of the bottom of the still will work.
yeah, I was gonna say, give me a streetwise roll there, Shane.
Some like
Can I assist?
um, sorry, I'm watching Kevin.
Me
Uh,
too.
yes, you can assist.
like you can give Kraken the thing that you take paint
Oh.
out of the rust.
I
out
forgot
of
where
the
street.
cars.
Oh, found it. Never mind.
Social.
Give him
What
the
the? What do you mean?
Wow. Maybe
What do you mean?
maybe this wasn't the night we should have come back. Holy cow.
It's a
The
Yep.
dice tell the story.
She rolled a 13. You guys get a
not enough ducks were sacrificed. I think.
yeah, not enough ducks. That's entirely possible. What would I say here? I'm just double checking a
That's so not what I see for her though.
I think the problem is you're trying to buy hooch from somebody who really likes his hooch.
I get an
Um,
idea. Could I try to
Could I
roll
try to
Neo
persuade?
USSR?
I was actually gonna say, I didn't catch what Kraken said, but
Okay, sorry.
uh, I was gonna say that Exit can make a haggle roll to try and make it cost 10% less, but this guy's not selling his suit for currently no less than 50 eddies a dose.
Aren't I allowed to do 20% less?
That's only at the
The-
night markets.
Ah. Oh,
Hold on, maybe I fixed it.
Because I had an idea because there is
25.
That's better.
oh great, okay. No.
Why is it doing this? My stupid camera. Give me a second here. Why is it still saved?
I am now Shane.
I'm apparently now the GM, so
It would have been really funny if the nomad swapped.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get this fixed. HDYQ.
I had an idea of doing local expert Neo Russian because maybe he would have a crazy idea how to make some like killer drink.
I guess you
from
could
lead
say
paint.
I'm a smooth operator.
There we go. Back. All right.
Because
So
the skills operator, I'm a smooth operator.
Yeah.
yes, definitely smooth operator. Sorry about the
Hey Siri, play smooth operator.
Why?
Because I can, and I missed it. I didn't last week.
Oh, true, you didn't.
I didn't on Sunday.
Really? You're gonna.
So
Hey Siri, stop.
I think that the song Smooth Operator is about sex work. I'm not sure.
the lounge singer.
Oh.
Who is trying to be, I think she's being pressured into it, but she doesn't wanna, but he's like really smooth. And he
Oh,
is.
okay.
I don't know. I haven't
Oh,
seen
I
the,
don't want to get us demonetized. Sorry.
the
Yeah.
video tells the story in the song, and it's been literally 20 years since I watched it. Anywho, so a scraggly looking nomad, predictably named Screech, is willing to sell you a bottle of he calls it Copper Top for 45 eddies.
I'll pay him.
Okay. So he literally turns around and dips a sealable pint. He just turns around, just dips it into a brass tub that's behind him, puts the cap on it, and hands it to you. It's still dripping.
And if Kraken is there, I toss it to him.
Kraken would be there. Could I roll reflex?
Yes, roll me reflex. That'd be fun.
Because I
I'm
want this
nervous.
to fail.
I'm nervous.
Do I start telling the story? Reflex is in body, I think.
Yeah. Just remember,
I
this
think
is a controlled substance for Kraken dice. So
all right, we're gonna call this
control? No, it is.
oh, what I call it? Reflex is a stat. I would
Oh
say
yeah, yeah.
you can call that oh, I want to call it either
Contortionist.
I want to call it either perception or concentration.
Okay.
Either way, it's hilarious.
Perception where it was.
They're both in awareness.
I'm sorry, I forgot how this character sheet works.
Okay, so
Okay.
oh,
Ooh.
so Kraken, you are looking the wrong way, and you still grab it.
Yeah, the secret Polish Russian alcohol powers activates.
Yeah. Kraken casts summon hooch. So, now Kraken, I want you to roll me a d10 and add your
Okay.
luck stat.
Okay. I got okay, so I got to find the little dice icon.
Yep.
You said D10.
Yep, D10. Because they won't let you just flat
D10.
roll reflexes. So
7.
7 plus your
I think it was 15. My cybersecurity.
so
Oh no, I wanted luck.
no
Uh,
so that's 8. So you're actually at a 13. You oh, and I also need you to roll resist drugs.
Cultural drugs.
That's in body.
Oh, body resistant drugs.
14. So you're blasted. This is just like Mama used to make.
Oh,
And
just like we drink when I was 14 with my gang. It was fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're basically to you your surroundings are in your home, the place that you remember when you were younger with your gang. Everyone's there.
Stroy, but we are having a good
Yeah,
time. We just had a good fight.
you
We
don't
are celebrating.
you try not to look at them though, because when you do, it's like in the peripheral they're all fine, but once you look at them, it's how you know they died. Like,
Yeah.
one guy has a bullet in his head, the other one's throat's been slashed and is covered in blood, that kind of fun
Yeah.
stuff. Because you're not okay. You technically
Definitely.
failed both roles. But
But the
it's
story needs
needs a
for
little
it
bit.
to work.
Yeah. All right, so give me the electronic security tech as you
Okay.
give those
Maybe
cards one last go.
maybe this time it will
Yeah.
work. Okay. Like this character is made for kids.
Yeah. He does not operate unless he's
Yeah.
operating on a different plane of existence.
But the dice tell the story. It was technique. Electronic security.
Kraken's drugs roll again. 24.
He needed to be in an altered state.
We're in perfect alcoholic sync. That level of high functioning drunkenness that only career boozers can reach. And in
Or
that
Russians
moment,
or Polish people.
you realize you hadn't taken your keyboard's language settings off of Russian.
Oh, it's the language
So he
problem.
was,
I was thinking in Cyrillica.
yeah,
Well, I should be thinking in American slang. Yeah, okay. American doctor. Okay.
yeah. Basically, yeah, you were punching all the right numbers. You actually had the password the first time, but you had punched it in Polish.
Yeah.
Uh, so you get in. Give me another roll here. I'm gonna make you use up all them 20s. I mean, what?
All them ones.
Yeah, all them ones. Give me another. Just trying to think here.
Photography film.
Actually,
Photo-
give me an interface roll. Your
Okay. Oh, I got an input D0 thing. Yeah.
yeah,
It's 0 or -1 for no
0.
rainbow. 0. Okay, I think there is no minus. Okay. Oh,
And,
9.
let me think here. I'm gonna give it to you anyways. As you're looking through the the interior cam of Coltrane's machine, um By the way, her name is Stacy. Uh, the car. Anyways, as you're looking through, you're watching the video of the time period from when you guys set up your ambush. Because let's be honest, that's exactly what it was. You mopped the floor with these guys. You see Red Death blow the shit out of his face, and then kind of push him into the passenger seat, take the wheel. You start to fast forward a little bit, and excuse me, when you get to the when they reach the Kincaid camp, there's like a brief period of time, because you're fast forwarding and say it's only like a couple seconds, and then you see Coltrane jolt, meat still dripping off his face, open the door to the cruiser and walk out. Give me an
Kraken would be, am I hallucinating or did he become a zombie? And he tries to show it to the rest of the team. I think I'm hallucinating.
He's not hallucinating. Donald Coltrane, face full of lead, opened the door to his car and walked out.
What the hell?
Give me an awareness perception roll, everybody who watched.
Oh, perception?
Yeah.
Okay.
Holy fuck balls.
Oh, 34. Sorry.
Yeah.
20.
Yeah, Magic, you see it right away. In between gibbets of flesh, you notice very clearly a robotic skull.
She just
Magic's
takes a
the
moment.
only one who got it, by the way.
Kraken is convinced he's a zombie.
Yeah, she'll just start. Cool.
What?
Cool. His skull is metal.
Huh.
So he's
That's
a
not
bug
ideal.
zombie.
That's not ideal.
No.
Yes. And this is more than just subdural armor. Subdural armor is under the skin. You would have seen carbon fiber off the bullet wounds. This was a metal skull. The kind of metal skull that everyone except for Shane, which makes the dice make sense because Shane rolled a crit fail. The kind of skull that Bones has. Magic is
Bones is Coltrane?
it with a 34, because let's be honest, damn. Did my Oh no, it's back. Okay. I thought my cam froze again because I just read Kevin's note. um yeah, you're pretty sure it's not Bones. Like with that 34, it's kind of like, you recognized a metal skull and you recognize that it's not right.
Well, it's
But
not Bones.
Oh, thank the gods who I don't believe in.
But it was
Sure,
absolutely
it's
a
a metal
metal
skull.
skull.
Definitely not ideal.
So,
So he's still out there.
Yes.
and he's a Borg.
Even worse, that's Miltech.
it's definitely not something you guys have seen on the market.
So how do we handle it?
Nuke it from orbit.
Hmm?
Nuke it from orbit.
I don't have the nuclear codes. Shane, I thought this guy was some Molorento cap. How did you tangle up with the Borg?
Let's just say Miltech and the Gearloons have a bit of a history.
Okay. I
And
know when I'm not supposed to ask questions.
it's friendly.
It's pretty common knowledge that if it was abandoned, it got stolen during the war.
We could put him in a car crusher. If we could catch him.
I think the car
Just a
crusher
thought.
would break.
I mean,
You don't understand. I've seen these things go through a nomad encampment without slowing down.
we could put the blame on him. Make him out to be a cyber psycho. Make him
That's-
Red Death.
That's not a bad idea.
We could do that if he was still here.
We just have to find approximate and somehow tie him to all the things that they're saying Red did.
Magic, I love you. I know you are great, but I don't think we have the pull to do it. If he is a cop and he is some army plant.
That's the thing, Kraken. If he's Miltech, he's not a cop. Magic,
Okay.
do what you can do.
And if you need any help, let me know.
In the meantime, we need to finish covering our own asses and go and find our friend. Because he's still out there.
I really should be on the Finding Steve case.
Do what you need to do. Do what you can. We'll have to cross this bridge when it comes to us.
We will burn that bridge when we came to it.
But
I
we have,
just need to know where I'm the most useful, and I'm in.
you know what, Exit? It makes sense. This setup in this patrol vehicle, it was bugging the back of my brain. Where did a patrol cop get the financing to armor plate something like this? Look at this setup.
Yeah.
Trace it.
Okay.
If you have to, tear it apart nut and bolt by nut and bolt and trace every freaking serial number. We need to know who financed this, who's coming after me, and by proxy, the rest of you.
Exit.
I'll work on that. What's up?
Can you send me the video that we got from that bar?
Yeah.
I want to see
I
if
just I sent it right away.
I want to see if I can figure out if they're hiding what they're hiding in there. Actually, I it is sure as hell that Johnny Silverhand isn't back from the dead.
Definitely. It's not him. And that's the second thing that Kraken is showing emotion. Like, no, that's not him. Like for a second, there's the glimmer of old Kraken.
Yeah. Question.
Yeah.
When Coltrane arrested Elise, was he the one that took her in?
Do DM question. I think that was
Oh,
what that was.
sorry, remind me who Elise is.
Tragic love affair.
Okay. Let me just bring that up on your thing here. There we are. It does say that he was the one that found her or arrested her. As far as you know, you're not really sure where she ended up. You do know that she was charged with the standard 15 years of smuggling and with the intent of trafficking and all the other trumped up charges that usually get dumped in there when someone has a vendetta and they're a cop.
So Shane, maybe Coltrane, the person that you know as Coltrane, was like killed by Militech, and they put a plant in his place, like take over the personality to get to you.
It's entirely possible. I know where my missing clan members are.
But what would they have to gain from that? Businesses don't do something without gain.
Army does for vengeance,
Mm, a
to
company
scare
isn't
people
gonna.
off.
No, a company isn't gonna do something just for vengeance, just for money, or just for a feeling. Their bottom line is all that matters.
Here's the bottom line for you. How does everything in this world move from point A to point B?
Nomads.
Exactly. What happens when you control your own nomad clan?
You have a situation like Mr. Bones. He's one of the most influential fixtures in Night City, and he's got the Kincaids in his pocket.
Now, amp that up to Miltech.
Militech's the second biggest corporation in the world behind Arasaka. They're one of the biggest employers in Night City still, even though they don't have a headquarters there.
During the war,
During the war,
Arasaka used the nomad clans to move all of their product. They also used the nomad clans for target practice, depending on who they were hauling for. Now, you're a military corporation. Now you have your own militant nomad clan.
Makes sense.
In theory, but
Right now, all I have are theories. And I can't.
I I guess what I'm not getting my mind
It's
around
a scary theory.
is the bottom line of it.
You don't have to pay the nomads anymore if they're their own clan. And if they're a clan of these things, the other nomad clans are no longer competition.
You can just tear them apart.
That's your
Also,
bottom line.
you guys do know that Night City itself does not like nomads. Nomads they're kind of the bad guy, like the boogeyman. When it comes to, oh, your kid went missing, it wasn't the Tiger Claws, the nomads did it. They're terrible. They eat children.
There is some part of magic that still has that fear in her.
Oh yeah, you would have had it bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Problem is there's a clan out there that does that. And we're about to make them into the bad guys.
The average night citizen doesn't see nomad clans, they just see nomads. So if they're Shiv or Aldecaldo, it doesn't matter. They don't like them.
It may be the future, but racism is still racism.
Big gets gonna big.
Yeah.
We got work to do, people. We got a little bit of time to do it in.
Yeah, it's with the 3 attempts that Kraken took, it is now just about lunch. Your excuse me, your little excursion onto the highway also takes you a couple hours. And so it's almost exactly the time that you had your little chase when you get to where it happened. I mean, obviously, once you're there, there's, long since abandoned cordons still put up. They left the pylons everywhere. The chalk outline of that one cop that Kraken Molotoved is has a little bouquet of flowers next to it. But other than that, it's mostly tire treads and not my business.
Kraken would take the flowers and start eating them.
Exit is
Luckily
definitely
for
going
you,
to
they're
try to
too.
figure out the car
And it turns that they are plastic. So
tracking.
he started to speed them up.
Sorry, Exit, could you repeat that thought?
Exit definitely wants to um figure out the car, like
How to
tracking and stuff like that.
um the the cars all have had any kind of tracking software hardware removed. Nomads are pretty efficient when it comes to things like that.
I
You
mean, like figuring out the funding and stuff, like
oh
the task as given by Shade.
yeah, okay, sorry. You're close enough to Night City at this point that you can you've got phone, like your phone's wow, my brain. Your phone has service. That's the word I was looking for.
It plugs into local net of the
Yeah,
nice city.
you get um some missed calls from numbers you don't recognize. One message from Bones saying, I'm starting to figure out how you guys work. Give me an update when you're able. The rest of you, Magic, you get a call from Indy. He didn't leave a message, didn't say anything on the voicemail, it was just noticed that it's not that he tried to call you and you didn't answer. Trying to think here. uh it's kind of weird because you don't remember giving Indy your number, but at the same time it's your brother.
Not surprised.
Yeah. uh Neither Kraken nor Shane get any messages. Although Kraken, when he checks his phone, he thinks he has a message, but when he opens it up, there's nothing there.
Are there
Let's
any
tracks.
voicemails from any of the numbers that called that she didn't recognize?
You get a really weird voicemail from Viper congratulating you on sowing terror into the Rotten Johnnies. you're really confused as to what that one's all about, but until you get the second part of the voicemail, which is about your Red Death Killer Gambit is really paying off. People are terrified, and it gives me a lot of room to do my work.
So that's one of the numbers, I assume.
Yeah, that's one of the numbers. One of the other numbers is a phishing attempt by some, you think it's a credit card company. They're one of those outfits that likes to bombard you in buzzwords. So you almost need to have a separate language skill to understand them. Those calls persist for about 3 days and then peter off. The last one that you look at, you don't recognize at all. And give me a human perception roll that's in social.
20.
20. This is one of those weirder sort of voicemails. Well, I mean, they're all been kind of weird, but it's like really quiet so that only your cyber audio picks it up.
I have an internal agent
Yeah,
anyway.
I know you do, but that's how quiet it is.
Ah,
And the message goes, "We know who you are. We're coming for you. You don't get to do this twice." And then it hangs up.
does she recognize the voice?
With a 20, it sounds familiar, but you can't place it. It's like, it sounds like it could be someone else. Like your brain is like, it almost sounds like this person. No, it almost sounds like this person. It can't be them. They're dead. And your head can't seem to. It's like one of those videos that sound like which word you're looking at, depending, like it sounds like a different word depending if you're looking at like what were the two? One of them was like
Yena and Jenny? Or
kind of it's there's so much static that when you listen to the voicemail a second time, it almost sounds like it's saying something else.
so it's an everyman's
She's-
voice.
She's trying not to react out loud.
Mhm. Give me a deception roll. That's our wait, where is it? Deception? Oh. No, that's not it. I hate the Dungeons and Dragons fallback. But wait, that's not a skill in this game.
Yeah, same with me.
What I call this social.
Performance? No,
Uh,
that's for music.
Yeah, give me.
Persuasion?
Yeah, I'll call it persuasion.
18.
18. You're shooken up, but unless anybody has like an intimate idea of how you act, and they don't, you don't seem to really show anything. Your like your jaw clenches a little bit,
Okay.
but you're otherwise able to keep it under wraps. Oh my god. Why are you beeping? Sorry, my Discord's going nuts right now.
Yeah.
I'm going nuts right now because I think I know roughly who it might be from, but I could be totally wrong.
Could you share it above table?
Does she
I'm
want
interested because I don't have any ideas.
I think I shan't.
Okay, it's perfectly all right.
All right, so back to the crime scene that we're recriming. How do you guys go about this? Magic, I believe, is kind of taking lead on the whole idea, but what do you
Not
guys
not
have?
exactly. She's very much following Shane in this moment of because it is Shane's idea. She has no clue what he wants to like try to recreate.
I'm relying on your abilities to know how to film this, but we're going to recreate the chase from this point to basically the capture of the ambulance. But we're going to film it with these modified vehicles. The idea is for your camera to be found and get the information out that I realize that most city folk don't know the difference between the clans. But there will be those who do know the difference. And maybe word will spread that it wasn't who the Night City Police is saying it was. We're creating a web of doubt and deceit.
All right. I mean, that's easily done enough. Um question, who is on the bikes then?
That's going to be, originally I needed it to be Lance and myself because it's easy enough to make ourselves look like Revan Shiv riders. But without Lance here, I'm gonna need exit on the other bike.
You got it.
Maybe Kraken could do a deep fake or something.
Shane, give me a D10 plus your luck, please.
Maths. Uh, not 12, 14.
14. When you go to one of the bikes, you notice it's got like a carry bag in the back. When you check the carry bag, you notice it's full of nomad leathers, like just random. There's lots of spikes, and there's a note from Marcus saying, I couldn't get the props department to get the rest of it for you, but I asked around for some spare clothes.
Perfect.
So
So Shane is the writer and Magic is the directress.
Exit will be the other rider. You'll
Yeah.
be Kraken, you'll be driving the ambulance.
Yeah.
Okay. So to get it's pretty easy for you guys to kind of remember what happened that night. It was pretty traumatic.
Was there a costume in the other bike?
No, it was full of costume parts.
Ah,
You guys
A
have
duffel bag with
it
costumes.
was narratively sized.
she
Go ahead.
she's going to put on an outfit that looks the least like one she would wear. A bit shaken up by that voicemail, she's probably going to want to talk to Shane about it.
Maybe Tina Turner from Mad Max. In my mind.
Big
Okay.
hair.
We got to part of the Night City Boogeyman.
So yeah. So I'm going to
as he says that, is normally the Viking cornrows that he normally wears flare out and come up into a multicolored spike. He takes off his glasses and his eyes are glowing red.
Nice. The classic I'm a hostile setup. All right. So you guys dress up. Kraken, I'm assuming, just kind of goes with, Soviet neopunk. He's
Yeah.
practically halfway there already.
The problem with Kraken is that he has red skin and he is very large, so maybe he would just be more of assisting with the camera work or something like that, like of the camera, because he's too
They just
noticeable.
I'm gonna kind of steal agency for a second here, and
No
Shane just
problem.
slaps
Do it.
a dirt bike helmet on your head and then writes some slurs on it in a Sharpie. There, you're a shiv now.
Okay.
Because they only need
Cool.
you, they only basically need to see you from the side. And I mean, standard post-apocalyptic punk is dirt bike equipment on the outside. So from the 3 drivers, I am going to need a drive land vehicle roll in control. From Magic,
I'm upset.
You are upset.
What?
okay, exit, you lose 5 hit points and you now have the cracked ribs critical injury.
No.
So
As you,
Five?
Yeah,
Five hit
magic
points?
is.
sorry, yeah, exit eats shit.
Yeah.
Kind of tries to, do a little fancy dirt bike move and hits a rock. She goes flying.
but that's kind of seems like standard shift behavior.
Standard ship behavior.
And
Um,
she's gonna try to just like brush it off and get back on.
Magic, I would
Is
like.
that in critical injuries, by the way? Like, do I put that in?
Yes, hold on a sec. I'll have to grab that. Magic, I need a Rocker Boy Charismatic Impact roll
Mm-hmm.
and a
5.
5. That's okay because it's only a D10 type thing.
And should I
And the other
roll
one, I
land
need
vehicles?
a uh believability from the media cred.
All right.
And you have 4 or more pieces of evidence.
All right.
So that's a +3. What?
Still a failure. The
Nine-
media has never worked.
I don't trust how that. Um.
Want me to try again?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you rolled a 9 on a die 10.
yeah, this has been a weird thing from the beginning.
Yeah.
Let's
I
see.
still don't understand the. There
Success.
we go. We're gonna
Okay,
call that.
sure. I
Oh,
don't
it's-
know how that works.
It's roll under. Somehow. What? 1d10
Fascinating.
for believability. Oh. I see how that works. That is backwards to every other way the stupid thing works. Okay. Um so yeah, from Magic's perspective, Exit's crash is amazing. Like it's not good because oh shit, she's hurt, but it's like from a camera perspective, that's perfect. Are you okay? That was really good. You did a really good job.
Great content.
Um
Exit's just trying to act like she's not in pain and like trying to get back on the bike.
You don't have to. Shane can just grab me.
She just really wants to ignore the fact that she's in pain.
We will fix in post.
No, fix it in post. Yeah. So on top of that, can I get um from Magic, can I get a performance acting? This is kind of how you, yeah,
15.
it's pretty damn good. I actually thought you had ranks in that. That's
I should. I
okay.
don't.
That's okay. Uh, your composition is not great, but it's, you're not gonna, win a, Grammy for it, or not Grammy, like a Tony, or what. I don't even know what award it is.
Emmy.
An award,
Night City.
a news award. You're not gonna win anything for that. Because I think my
That
brain's shut
cities.
down. But for one of your compositions, it's not bad.
Mhm.
You know,
It's
you
supposed
can
to be
always,
found footage.
yeah,
so.
you always like, if I had better equipment, there's that joke that it's always, it's the camera's
Yeah.
fault.
Mhm.
Um, the kind of the scream and the runoff works really well. You only had to do that twice because the camera bounced the wrong way the first time,
Mhm.
and you got a really good picture of a rock and a lizard. It's rock, lizard comes up, goes away. Um, uh, Actually, everybody give me a stealth roll. That is in body. And Kraken as it figure out where it is. 14. You guys
Magic
get,
number is 14.
yeah. You guys get some weird looks from people driving by. One of them almost stops, but they see that Magic has a camera in her hand. They're just like, oh, they're just filming something. Just keep driving, Harold. And it goes off pretty well. You are going to have to get into town to upload it, though. You don't have enough bars.
Yeah, but we'll do that when we go looking for Steve.
Mm-hmm. And that is actually where I'm going to call it tonight. I know we're a little bit early.
Oh,
It was amazing.
Exit was gonna talk to Shane about the voicemail.
Oh, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
And
I
Magic
always
wanted to check
forget
on
stuff.
Exit.
Sorry, my bad. Go ahead.
Bad news. I got a voicemail. And I can't tell exactly who it was, but it sounded like it could be Coltrane or my dad. Both are bad news. Both are bad news. But if it's Coltrane, that's not ideal.
Yeah, no. Especially after what we saw in the video. And if any of my suspicions are even close to being right, we're screwed.
Yeah.
I think we have dug ourselves into a hole. And they're going to try and bury us in it.
Sorry, I didn't quite hear that.
We've dug ourselves into a hole and they're going to try and bury us in it.
Yeah, I'm not about to let that happen.
I don't plan on it either.
Sorry, Magic, you had one last thing too, didn't you? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so after Exit eats dirt, after stopping the camera, Magic immediately runs over to her. Are you okay?
I'm great. I'm doing great. I couldn't be better. Thank you for checking in on me.
It's okay. You know,
Oh, okay, that it hurts?
yeah.
Well, it's gonna hurt. I'm just trying not to let it affect me.
And hey,
Figures.
we got a bunch of medical supplies back at camp.
Yeah. So
And
I'll be
got some
okay.
cleaning fluid for
Don't.
your wounds.
You are not
No,
going near me with
no,
any kind of fluid trying to treat me. With all due
no.
respect.
And magic. Thank you.
Okay.
4?
Possibly saving my family's life.
Well, wouldn't be in this much trouble if I hadn't done all that stupid stuff in the past. It's
Not true.
We all do stupid things in our past. What we do in our future that matters. Let's go back to camp.
Don't worry, we will do many stupid stuff in the future as well.
You're not helping, Kraken.
really not.
I'm not. Okay. Da.
We're trying to turn down the amount of stupid things we do.
Or focus them.
Okay. He doesn't get it. It's clear.
It's like, but I was being supportive.
But stupid stuff is so fun.
It's worked so far. And with that, I will call the curtain on tonight. To be fairs, I ran out of material at breakfast. Because honestly, I think it's funny to tell you guys how much I've had to improv. Thank you guys for being my first session back. This
So
was
happy.
this was a
Shane, you
lot.
really had a great idea, Shadow, with
Yeah.
the video.
I would also like to thank Shane Shadow for giving me the great idea. A good chunk of this session was inspired by what you told me when I was in the hospital. This has been a rough road back. It's a lot harder to improv than I'm willing to admit. And that hook gave me something to work with. So thanks a lot for that. Thank you guys for being great improvers. Thank you for being great players. Thank you, Kevin, for being my basically support guy the entire time I was out. He visited me so many times. I'd like to thank crap, what was his name? I'd like to thank the Rusty Rogue for coming in. I really do appreciate that you watch our show. I'm glad you seem to like it. Thank you to the YouTube people when you do get a chance to watch this. We upload all the time, so hit that bell, hit that like button, and please leave a comment. I do read the comments. I really do appreciate them. Check out our other shows if you want. We've got plenty of backlog, plenty of little 2-hour blurbs for you to enjoy on your lunch break or wherever you watch it. And I'm forgetting, I'm so off script tonight, but that's okay. It's kind of what tonight's been. Yeah, that's actually, I covered everything. Cool.
You
So
did amazing. It was great.
I'm glad you guys liked it. I'm glad you watched. So I'm gonna end this off like we always do, and please, please be nice to each other. Have a good night.
Good
Night, y'all.
Good night.